So before I narrate today's game, I just want to bring to your attention the ancientness of the game I am bringing you today. You have to go into old stuff, and you have to go all the way down. This game, ladies and gentlemen, it's very old. It is from July 23rd, 2012. It is almost a year old. Not quite, but approaching a year old. So hopefully this game acts much like some fine cheeses, and the more it ages, the better it is. Today is the day I'm cracking it out of the cold storage in the basement and I'm bringing it upstairs to share with the guests, and you guys are my guests, and let's just get to this amazingly well-aged game, hopefully. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a quick look at the team preview today, shall we? My opponent, Slim Slendy. He had an absolutely amazingly popular RMT back in the day, about a year ago, with this Stall team, because Stall was apparently dead in the early Black-White 2, and he came out with this thing, and it was not fun to play against, let's just say, especially with my team. My team is incredibly weird. So looking at the team preview here, I actually loaded up this team because this game is so old I don't remember the team. As you can see here, standard T-Tar from back in the day, pretty special defensive with Blast Beamer. Got the Iron Plate Sizzler with SD, Bullet Punch, Bug Bite, and U-Turn. I guess it's supposed to simulate bandit damage and then SD late in the game. You have Lumdidi Salamence, which is a fun poke to use, Scarf Hydreigon, Sub Calm Mind, Latias, and at the very bottom here we have ourselves a special defensive Wish Passing Jirachi. Looking at the opponent's team, he just has, wow, just where do I even begin? He has the Chansey to heal off any kind of status. Like, you're sitting there scalding on Ferrothorn, you're like, please just give me a burn, and you feel such a moral victory getting that burn on the Ferrothorn, and then he just goes into Chansey and heal belts it all the way. His whole team is so perfectly synergized with each other. It's incredibly tough to break through with anything. Specifically the Chansey, though. It's basically what is stopping me from slowly tearing apart his team, because not only does it provide Wish support, but it also provides Heal Bell support. So if I can take down the Chansey, I feel like I have a Chansey of winning this game. Do you see what I did there? Okay, let's just get to the game before I make any more bad jokes. Okay, so leading off the game here, I lead off T-Tar just to get up my weather as he leads off Sableye. I know I'm going to get burned, but I also feel like a Crunch is my best play. I want to get off some damage on this damn Sableye, because I know it's going to be annoying all game long, and the quicker I can get off damage on it, the quicker I pressure it into wasting some of its recovers. Look at that, turn 1 I'm already thinking PP stall. Anyway, I'm going to set up a Stealth Rock, as it's obviously the most important move in the game, as he switches right into Tentacruel, predicting that. So already, just the feeling of hopelessness against this team is just ridiculous as I switch into my Jirachi, knowing their Rapid Spin is covering, and I go for the Body Slam, and I don't get the para. Ladies and gentlemen, if I got the para, it wouldn't have even mattered, to be honest, because he can just go into Chansey to heal bell it off, but again, it would have felt so empowering to get it. I switch out in the Hydreigon, hoping that he's not Subtoxic, and luckily he's not. He only goes for the Ice Fang, which is absolutely incredibly lucky for me. As you will see later, Hydreigon does huge work in this battle. Anyway, I'm going to go for the Fire Blast, break his sub, switch into T-Tar, and the fact that I brought in a T-Tar, especially back in this era of OU, should have made it really obvious that I had the Ice Beam, but for some reason he stays in Earthquakes, doesn't kill because I'm max HP, and the crit does not matter. If you look back, I had special attack EVs on this T-Tar, and they're tailored just to kill defensive Gliscor. Anyway, knowing a Scald is coming away, I switch in Jirachi, hoping not to get burned, and I don't get burned. And I just want to Body Slam off on this Tentacruel, trying to get it paralyzed, and I get burned on the second time, which is whatever if I can get the para, and I do. So really, we're trading hacks for hacks at this point, 30% versus 60%. He got it on his second, I got it on my first. It's completely fair, it's completely even, it's what you'd expect. I go for the Iron Head, and now that I'm burned, it basically does nothing to the incoming Sableye, which is really upsetting, because Sableye is just already a pain in my butt. He's going to miss the Willow on this Hydreigon. Not really crucial whatsoever, because obviously Hydreigon's a special attacker. And on this turn, in comes the Chansey, and predicting that, I'm just going to go for the U-turn, because Chansey completely hard walls a special Hydreigon for days. I switch out in the Scissoran, knowing that he's going to switch out in the Skarmory, because I have a freaking Scissoran on his Chansey, and I'm just going to U-turn once again. Here, I didn't know how, I just U-turned twice in a row, and I didn't know how much he wanted to predict, and he is just playing the safe switches all day long. So, he goes right back out on the Chansey on my Fire Blast as I just test the waters. Jirachi in on Chansey is a very favorable matchup for me, because if I bring Jirachi in on Sableye, I'm just going to get taunted, and I won't be able to heal myself. But if I bring it in on Chansey, I can heal up as he's forced to soft boil every so often because of sand constantly wearing him down, and I can also Iron Head flinch him if I don't want to protect to get my wish back up, which is only expediting the process. Is that how I would say that? Whatever. It's only helping me whittle him down with the sand. Anyway, he's going to bow back out into Sableye, predicting another Body Slam, predicting me to try to pair flinch his Chansey down. Even though I'm burned, I kind of had the mad, crazy, madman idea of like, let's burn it all the way down, let's pair flinch it, this Chansey needs to die. Anyway, I'm going to pass a wish over to my Hydreigon, knowing that it's rather safe. Even if he wants to Will-O-Wisp, I know my Hydreigon's not really going to mind. And now I just go for a Draco Meteor because I want that Sableye dead. That Sableye dying will be very helpful for me, and unfortunately he is just going to play safe. Once again, go back out on this Chansey, but it's fine because as long as I still have Jirachi around, Chansey really can't be doing anything to me. As I can switch it back in once again, and priority numero uno is keeping Jirachi healthy as can be. So noticing that I'm around half, and especially this turn, if I had to switch it in on something, I would be really low. So I want to keep Jirachi as high as possible, and I'm just going to be able to go for another wish this turn, and I believe past my T-Tar. As useless as T-Tar is going to be, I figured, you know what, it's a Pokemon, and the more the Pokemon that I keep alive, that's how you win Pokemon. That's how you win a battle. You need more Pokemon alive, so I'm like, you know what, I have nothing else to pass to, and I just went for a wish. I might as well throw it over to T-Tar. I went for the Crunch. In retrospect, I assume, in hindsight, I guess would be the better phrase, but I think Fire Blast would have done more damage, but whatever. This game is almost a year old. I can't really go back and change that now. I'm just going to switch out into my Jirachi on the Sableye, and he is going to be able to taunt me before I can send off a wish. Tyranitar is more or less fodder at this point because it is burned and really can't do anything because he knows the set now. And now that he's launching off Foul Plays on my Jirachi and I'm taunted / can't heal myself back up, well, I can't heal myself back up because I'm taunted, I'm going to go out in the Hydreigon as he's launching off Foul Plays, and it's not going to do too much. I mean, I do resist the move. Unfortunately, the sand is starting to take its toll. I am just going to go for the U-turn this turn, predicting the Chansey to come in because he has done it 2 times in a row, and I'm going to be able to go out into the Scizor. And now predicting the switch out, I am going to go for the SD as he happens to go into his Ferrothorn, and right here is the first turn of over-prediction, like, times a million. I'm going to go for the Bug Bite. It does like 70%, which is fantastic. And here, if I just go for another Bug Bite, I would kill it and he wouldn't get up Stealth Rock, but instead, predicting the Protect and trying to predict the Protect and go for the SD, I go for the SD, and then he gets up Stealth Rock, and now he's just recovering so much health, and I will be able to kill him now with a Bug Bite. Luckily, he doesn't switch to Scarm, which I don't quite understand the switch, because he was back up at 80%, but whatever. I'm going to go for the Bullet Punch here, knowing he's probably going to Whirlwind, and I'd rather get off a 2 times resisted move as opposed to a 4 times resisted move. So I'm going to go for Bullet Punch as opposed to Bug Bite, and I got roared out into my Hydreigon, which is absolutely perfect because I know I'm just going to be able to U-turn out as he goes into his Chansey, predicting either a Fire Blast, or that's really about all he'd be predicting. But once again, there's this matchup of Jirachi versus Chansey, which is favorable but not perfect in this situation because I'm really low and I can't risk Iron Head not flinching. So I'm going to have to go for Protect this time and get my health right back up. It's favorable because I can get my health back up. It's just kind of not favorable because it's hard to. He can keep putting pressure on me by going for soft boiled on that turn, but the thing is, he's going to be pressured by the sand constantly, and he's going to have to keep going for his own soft boiled, or seismic toss, not soft boiled. You know what I mean? Right there, if he went for a seismic toss, it would put pressure on me, but because of the sand, he's forced to go for his own soft boiled so that he doesn't get really low. Anyway, I'm going to go for the Iron Head. I don't get to flinch there, which is kind of unfortunate, but I felt healthy enough and not in danger enough that I was forced to go for Protect. Here, I'm going to go for the Wish as he sets up a Spike, and I know he's probably going to play Wish Roulette, in which case he's going to Whirlwind me out so that whatever I go into isn't going to get the Wish. So I'm going to stay in, hope that I got Whirlwinded out to Hydreigon. Unfortunately, I got Whirlwinded out to Latias, so Latias receives the Wish. But if I switch to Hydreigon, Hydreigon would be the only thing that couldn't receive the Wish, so that's my thought process there. I'm just going to stay in and go for a Dragon Pulse, because even if he brings in the Chansey, I do have a safe switch into that Chansey, which is my Jirachi, which I've been using the entire game. Jirachi's just the team player among team players right now. And unfortunately, once again, he is able to get off a ton of pressure on me with a Seismic Toss, and on this turn, am I going to live after burn damage? Yes, at 1%. And even a year later, I remember that scared me to death and back. He is going to be able to Heal Bell off the Para on his Skarmory. Not that it was really hurting him, but I'm going to be able to go for the Wish and be, like, on that turn, again, he could have went for the Seismic Toss and put pressure, but he was forced to go for the Soft Boil. As this turn, I'm not going to go for the Iron Head. I do feel slightly threatened, so I'm just going to make sure I get right back up to full by going for the protect and making sure he cannot hit me down in case I don't flinch him. Here I'm going to go for the wish, and because last time I stayed in predicting the wish roulette, this time I'm actually going to switch out directly into Hydreigon, knowing that he's probably just going to try to set up a layer of spike as I stay in and body slam, which is exactly what happens, and Hydreigon's suddenly right back in this game at 88%, and knowing that this turn, he's probably going to go to Chansey because he's done every game, or every turn, I was like, this is it. Turn 58, I'm going for game. I'm going to go for the DD, and I just won the game, because Skarmory's not going to get back at his 30. All I need to do is hit the Fire Blast. All I need to do is hit the Fire Blast. Fuck, I missed the Fire. Fuck. Oh my god, I was really upset. Like, literally, I had the game at that point. After that, I just had to click Outrage, and I had Lum, so Sableye couldn't even come in and burn me. Unfortunately, he whirlwinds me out to my Tyranitar. At this point, I will be able to get up a free Stealth Rock. But I'm also just going to sack Tyranitar because not only does it die to hazards, but it's incredibly useless, and just get off a little bit more pressure on the Chansey. Here was a nice mind game. I was like, I'm just killing you. You are coming down with me. I don't care if I die, but you're coming down with me, Chansey. I need you out. He could have Seismic Toss, predicting me to DD, predicting him to Seismic Toss. Like, there was so many things. Predicting me to Outrage, he should have just soft-boiled. But he didn't want to just soft boil as I sit there in DD, so it was a mind game. I ended up coming out on top, and that is a huge boost to my team. Because now that there's no more Chansey, there is no more heal belling, and my Hydreigon is now free, which is absolutely perfect, as I can just switch in my Jirachi, go for the wish, and now that he's sent out Tom's just going to come in here, be a little bit of a dick, but it will allow me to protect up. He is going to predict that and go for the recover, get back that 30%. Not that it really mattered, but more importantly, my Jirachi is still healthy, which I need to keep alive to win the game. I'm going to go with the Hydreigon here, knowing that he does no longer have a Chansey. And even if he's not going to Will-O-Wisp burn Jirachi, and I can take any move, he now Will-O-Wisps my Hydreigon. It does get burned, and I go for the Draco, and it does 91%, not enough, because if he recovers here, it's going to do less than half, and I won't be able to kill it, and I'm losing health way too quick with the Burn and Sandstorm. Knowing that I'm going to get a free switch on the recover, I can switch out into Sizzler, and knowing that priority Bullet Punch will go before priority Will-O-Wisp, I'm going to be able to get off a Bullet Punch. I die to Burn, but now the second demon to this team is out of the way, as Sableye finally dies to Sandstorm, and ladies and gentlemen, with Sableye and Chansey out of the way, I am finally free to not being annoyed to hell and back by the stall team. I'm going to be able to head out into my Jirachi and go for the wish and protect on the Skarmory just in case he wanted to Whirlwind, which he actually does. And that once again allows my Jirachi to get right back up to full HP, which is fantastic for me, as now I'm going to go for the wish. And it's at this point where I'm pretty sure he's going to Whirlwind regardless, so I'm just going to switch right out. Or no, I don't, sorry. I Body Slam, thinking that he would Whirlwind again, but at this point it doesn't matter because the Tentacruel dies in 2 more Body Slams and he can do nothing, right? But this motherfucker has rest on hello? Like, I understand you had Heal Bell on Chansey, but come on, soul-crushing shit right there. I'm gonna be able to use this opportunity though. Like, even though it looks bad, it's kind of like a blessing in disguise because it will allow me to get off a free wish out to Hydreigon. And I believe this is the 4th time in the game Hydreigon has come in, received a wish, and been back up at full. And because of this, I can Earth Power as he wakes up, goes for the Skull, doesn't do anything, and this is just such a mind game. It really does come down to a mind game at this point. He knows I'm Scarfed. He knows I'm locked into Earth Power. Does he switch to Skarm? Does he stay in? I clicked the move. It's really 50-50 at that point. He predicted me to switch out, thinking that it was incredibly obvious. And ladies and gentlemen, he only has a Skarmory left. I was ready at this point. I knew I had won. I was ready at this point to let Hydreigon die to Burn, and let Jirachi die to Hazards, and then just sit in here with Latias and just set up all day, all over his face, because he couldn't Whirlwind me out. But at this point, I'm just going for attacks each turn, knowing that he will eventually Whirlwind me into Hydreigon, and as soon as he does, I will have a chance to make up for the missed Fire Blast from earlier. Sitting there at 1%, do I hit it? I do. Ladies and gentlemen, that is one of the best games I have had in OU ever, really, in my opinion. It was a really close game. The 3-0 doesn't really designate how close the battle was, considering Hydreigon dies to Stealth Rock and Sand and Burn, and Jirachi dies to Hazards. I still had the game because, like I said, he couldn't touch my Latias after that, but man, oh man, was it an incredibly intense game that I think took over about an hour and a half in real time, which is partly why the game is so long. So I apologize for that, but if you can look past the age of the battle and how long it was, I think you will find an absolute gem of an OU match, which is one of my favorites. Like I said, one of the reasons being that for such a long battle, there was very little game-changing hacks in this game, if any whatsoever, because even the Fire Blast miss got bounced out at the end by Hydreigon coming through for me. So yeah, an OU game without any hacks. What do you know about it? And lastly, I apologize for this news, but the timing of my appendix surgery was absolutely horrible. The fact that I missed such a crucial time in school, because if you guys don't know, Canadians start school a little bit later than Americans, so we also have to stay in school a little bit later than Americans. So my exams are coming up around June 18th, and because of that, I missed a couple weeks right before exams due to my surgery, so I have a ton of catching up to do, and I apologize for that because I won't be able to upload many videos over the next couple weeks, but after that, I will be free until early September, so expect a lot of videos after June 20th, but don't expect much until then. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, and I will see you next time. Peace.